Hi, I'm Don Keating. Thanks for joining me once again this week for Brunswick Cable Access News here on BAT TV, Brunswick, Ohio. Yes, indeed. Hey, our headlines this week look like this. A new HVAC system for City Hall, the police department, and it is on the horizon for you folks out there. Conservationist says, bring back the prairie. Sounds like an idea. And Crestview students to compete in Destination Imagination. All of that coming up and much more, including your forecast, which holds a hint of a thaw in December, right here on Brunswick Cable Access News on BAT TV. City Council passed emergency legislation this week to enter into an agreement with CCG Automation Incorporated to implement emergency infrastructure efficiency upgrades to the HVAC systems at City Hall and the police departments. According to Service Director Paul Barnett, the city has received grant funding courtesy of the Northeast Ohio Public Energy Council's Energize Community Grant in 2018 to implement energy efficiency or energy infrastructure project that will benefit the community. Barnett said the city has elected to use those fundings to make the city's HVAC systems smarter. This funding will be used to install the control system that will eventually become part of the new HVAC system at both City Hall and the police station, he said. Approximately $67,266 will be used to install an automated logic system that will include base controls, including the router, host computer, and automated logic software, as well as multi-zone units and their respective controls. That amount includes all engineering, installation, programming, graphics, project management, system validation, and training associated with the system, Barnett said. The proposal does not include the furnishing, mounting, or wiring of any fire dampers or smoke detectors, water or air balancing or leakage testing, or any other work the contract with CCG Automation stipulates. Because NOPEC intends to make the Energized Community Grant available again in 2019 and in 2020, Barnett said the city intends to use any grant funding the city is awarded in the future to help further implement the City Hall and Police Station HVAC project. City Council had the first reading of the legislation on the council floor November 26th, with plans to grant its final approval later this month. City Council passed emergency legislation this week granting the administration permission to renew the city's agreement with Chagrin Valley Engineering to oversee the city's municipal engineering services. Service Director Paul Barnett said the agreement, which the city has maintained with the firm for more than the decade, outsources the city's engineering services instead of having a licensed engineer on the city's staff. In accordance with the agreement, Matt Jones will remain the city's consulting municipal engineer for the next 2 years. Barnett said the new contract with Chagrin Valley will be similar in cost to the agreement the city currently maintains with the Chagrin Valley Engineering, which expires on December 31st. The legislation stipulates that Chagrin Valley is paid at an hourly rate for projects up to $150,000. There is a sliding scale that varies from $26,000 to $78,000, depending on the cost of the project, up to $5 million. There is a slight increase for hourly rate activities, Barnett said, noting that with the current agreement, construction inspection is paid for in the construction contracts overseen by the consulting municipal engineer, and a rate is paid based on the overall cost of the construction. The rate has been increased in this agreement to compensate for the intent to pay for the construction inspection outside of the construction contract. The increased rate, Barnett said, will result in approximately the same compensation to Chagrin Valley Engineering as the current agreement. In conjunction with the agreement, the consulting engineer is designated to act as a technical consultant and advisor on the engineering matters referred by the city manager. In addition to acting on municipal engineering matters, Jones will also act as the city's flood plan administrator and attend council and planning commission meetings. Additionally, the contract stipulates that Jones will aid in the preparation of preliminary sketches and estimates when it comes to public improvements, including road improvements, stormwater collection, water distribution, or other infrastructure improvements under consideration. The new contract will take effect January 1st and remain in place through December 31st, 2020. Where some people see a field of weeds, Linda Schneider envisions a prairie that offers substantial benefits to the environment and maybe even the economy. Schneider is the education coordinator for the Medina County Soil and Water Conservation District. She recently appeared before Medina County Commissioners pitching the benefits of prairies and receiving permission to dig up about 2.5 acres of lawn around her office and plant native grasses and wildflowers in its place. The plantings will take place on county land located at 6090 Wedgewood Road in Lafayette Township near the Medina County Public Transit Office, Highway Department Garage, and Medina County Home. Schneider echoed the view of many environmentalists that native, low-maintenance plants provide important benefits over the vast lawns we are used to seeing around many public buildings and parks. Among them are a deeper root system that helps curtail flooding, lower maintenance costs, less need fertilizers and pesticides that can pollute water, and creation of habitat for wildlife and the declining pollinators that are vital to agriculture. We're losing our pollinators because of a lack of habitat, Schneider said. She said those bees, butterflies, birds, and other insects are necessary for the reproduction of 85% of the world's flowering plants, including 2/3 of the world's crop species. The potential for prairies to hold more water runoff from storms could also be valuable to city and township governments in Medina County that are under orders from the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency to curtail the volume of polluting stormwater runoff from developed areas. Schneider hopes that more prairie-like environments will be recreated around Medina County. Once contained about 1 million acres of prairie land, but is down to 100 acres today. Two representatives from the Medina County Park District, Jim Spetz and Derek Cooper, support Schneider's initiative and reported that they have already helped establish some small prairies in county parks. Schneider said considerable planning will be put into what kind of seeds will be planted in her demonstration prairie, and a committee of experts will be convened for that purpose and to help get grants and donations to fund the project. Schneider estimated that it would cost up to $3,000 just to acquire the seeds needed to establish her demonstration prairie. "We want to lead by example," Schneider said. "We hope that when others see what we've done with this project, they will consider doing something similar." Some of the red tape associated with building new homes and businesses in Medina County has been trimmed back a little bit. Staff members from the Sanitary Engineers Department appeared before County Commissioners November 27th to demonstrate new software that allows builders to apply for water and sewer permits online and cut at least one day off the application project. Sanitary engineer Amy Lyon Gavin said customers no longer must go to the engineering center in Medina to pick up applications for water and sewer permits, but can instead complete an application online and track the approval process on the sanitary engineer's website. The online application process became operational last spring for residential permits, and nearly 800 applications have been filed online since then. County commissioners saw a demonstration of the new online application process for commercial projects, which went into operation 2 weeks ago. "I'm proud of the simplicity of the online application and how easy it is to use," Lyon Gavin said. "It's fantastic to have the talent in our department that could write the code to make this work and be available to troubleshoot any problems that come up." Lyon Gavin credited Assistant Sanitary Engineers Jeremy Sinko, Jonah Carpenter, and Jonathan Shorey with developing the online application process. Construction delays have pushed back the completion of renovations at the county's Liverpool water treatment plant by at least a month. County commissioners approved a change order on the $35.9 million contract that pushes the completion date on the project from December 3rd to January 21st. The huge energy efficiency project has been 3 years in the making and resulted in the construction of an anaerobic digester to remove bacteria from the wastewater piped into the facility. The new system to treat wastewater, that is considered environmentally friendly and has the potential to save the county $1.5 million a year in energy costs. The new facility was dedicated to the late Ken Hotz in September, but current sanitary engineer Amy Lyon-Gavin reports the project has run into a few snags along the way. Two previous change orders on the contract increased the final price tag from $35.2 million to $35.9 million and contributed to the delay. The first change order on the project was the result of unforeseen ground conditions and the discovery of a pocket of methane gas, which increased the cost of the contract by $98,000. A second change order resulted in the addition of a bridge crane in the centrifuge building and other improvements to the original plans that added about $585,000 to the project cost. Lyon-Gavin told county commissioners that the project's completion in January will not mean the new facility will be immediately functional. She said the anaerobic digester takes time to cultivate the biology that makes it effective, and the facility will take months before it is fully functional and producing the methane gas that will be used to fuel the equipment there. The methane gas is the byproduct of the digestion process at the facility, and its capture accounts for most of the energy savings in the new process, since the methane gas will replace some of the electricity and natural gas now used to operate the treatment plant. The Zimpro process, now employed at the wastewater treatment plant, requires a lot of gas and electricity to pressurize and heat sludge to levels that kill the pathogens and harmful bacteria it contains. The new construction at the Liverpool plant features two 800,000-gallon stainless steel tanks that will house the digester. Those tanks are the first of their kind in the United States. Plant Superintendent Phil Cummings said earlier this year the savings in operating costs should enable the county to pay off the construction cost in 15 years and do so without any increase in rates to customers. The Ken Hotz treatment plant is a regional facility that serves most of Brunswick and Medina and is the biggest of three main wastewater treatment plants operated by the county. Members of Brunswick's Board of Education approved the first in what could be multiple change orders to the new Brunswick Middle School this week. District Treasurer Mark Pepera said at the board's November 19th meeting that the district plans to utilize contingency funding set aside early on in the project to handle additional unanticipated expenses that have arisen as the school district heads further into the pre-construction phase of development. Though the change orders this time will amount to almost $193,000, Pepera said that expense will not cause the district to exceed its set-asides for the project. It could, however, impact how much of the contingency funding is available for cost overruns as the project nears completion. As part of the legislation the board approved last week, the school board listed several changes to the new middle school project that have increased the pre-construction budget. Among those plans are the additional removal of trees on properties that district purchased earlier this year, as well as additional demolition of buildings, which includes 7 houses and 2 commercial properties the district purchased as recently as September. Also noted in part of the change orders is the remediation of unsuitable soils in the district's temporary parking lot off Manhattan Avenue, as well as the relocation of temporary sediment control basins. Though pre-construction work initiated earlier this fall School district officials are planning to host the project's official groundbreaking on-site on April 13th. More details about the event will be released as the date approaches, Superintendent Michael Mayo said. It's not something Anderson Mitchell, a fifth grader at Memorial Elementary School, has to do by any means, but it's something the school's teachers can't imagine having to live without. According to Assistant Superintendent Tracy Wheeler, the school's staff raves on a constant basis about Mitchell's eagerness to not only learn to make the school's technology function as efficiently as possible, but to demonstrate to the staff how it works. He assists the teachers, substitute teachers, and staff as needed with a great presentation. Wheeler told a crowd gathered at the James J. Hayes Performing Arts Center November 19th. He is beyond helpful. Mitchell's willingness to learn and go above and beyond his regular expectations as a student is the reason he and dozens of other Brunswick City School District staff, members, and students were recognized this past week by the Brunswick Board of Education as part of the district's first Pride Awards and recognition ceremony. Pride is the name of the school district's positive behavior recognition system, implemented 2 years ago as a way to reinforce the district's expectations of its students. Another example of the students making the district proud, Wheeler said, is Willette's Middle School 8th grader Zach Bryant. After finding another student's belongings in the school, Bryant made sure to return the student's possessions to the office, where the other student was later able to retrieve them. He is an example of true integrity, Wheeler said. He is someone who is making a true difference to the community. Wheeler said that even though students and staff members are recognized regularly at the respective schools for exceeding expectations, this is the first time the district has elected to host a Pride Reward ceremony. The event is now expected to become an event the district hosts 3 times a year. We would like to thank all of those who do all they can to make Brunswick a better community, Wheeler said. More than 40 students, teachers, school employees, businesses, and safety service personnel, all of whom were nominated by building administrators who have exemplified the qualities of performance, respect, integrity, dedication, and effort, were recognized as part of the ceremony. In addition to presenting each individual with a certificate of recognition, the stories associated with each recipient were shared with the audience. As part of the November 19th school board meeting, Brunswick High School Athletic Director John Justice recognized several outstanding team and individual efforts during the Blue Devils fall athletic season, including 87 lettermen awarded the Greater Cleveland Conference Scholar Award, which requires that a student letter in their sport and have a cumulative 3.4 grade point average. Justice called the Brunswick girls cross-country team one of the most consistent athletic teams in the state of Ohio in any sport, as the team qualified for the state championship meet this year for the 10th straight season. The Blue Devils had a great race and finished 17th overall in Division I, Justice said. Junior Emily Bardell finished with one of the best seasons in school history as individual champion in both the Greater Cleveland Conference Championship meet and the Division I regional meet. Emily had a tremendous race last Saturday in the OHSAA Division I State Championship meet and finished third with a time of 18 minutes and 8 seconds. Also recognized were members of the coaches of the Brunswick High School volleyball, soccer, and track teams. You have 1 minute to build a device that will launch a ping pong ball towards a platform on which it will land. Your time starts now. Students across the globe try to accomplish this instant challenge for Destination Imagination. Destination Imagination is a completely student-driven program that was founded in 1999. Over 30 countries send representatives to the final global tournament, where students from kindergarten to college level participate. Last year, 7 students from Crestview Elementary in Brunswick were a part of this program. Michelle Karam managed the first Crestview Elementary team. I was familiar with the program because the school district in which I teach has been involved for a number of years. I thought it would be a great experience for my own daughters. I knew it would give them a chance to solve problems, work with others, be creative, and have fun at the same time, Karam stated. This year, Karam is hoping to help create more teams to represent Brunswick City Schools. She plans to carry the idea into Willette's Middle School as well. Even after the team came in second place in their division, they wanted to do it again. It was a great experience because I got to show my talents. At the tournament, it was kind of cool to see what other kids did, Caitlin Karam said. What I imagined was brought to life. I would totally do it again. Each team will choose 1 out of 7 challenges. New challenges are developed every year focusing on one of the following areas: technical, scientific, fine arts, improvisational, structural, or service learning. There is also a non-competitive early learning challenge at grades K through 2. Teams may spend 4 to 6 months creating a solution to their challenge. Then they will present the solution at the regional tournament. At the tournament, the team will also have to complete an instant challenge. The teams have a limited amount of time to find a solution to the problem. A team must think quickly and creatively to cooperate as a group to accomplish this task. Destination Imagination teams are starting soon, and students are ecstatic to be participating this year. Well, coming up next, we're going to take a look at the extended outlook from the National Weather Service and see if there's any type of a December thaw in the cards. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back. I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of that white stuff on the ground back there behind me, right? Old man winter and Mother Nature need to get their heads together and figure out what season it is. Even though winter doesn't come in until about the 20th of December, scenes like this are going to continue for a little while to come anyway. But there is good news if you don't like the cold air and the snow in the Long Range. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Your climatological data, December 14th to 20th, looks like this. Your average highs start out at 37 degrees, drop down to 35 degrees. The lowest they get is down around 31 or 32, so we're bottoming out, and they'll start to put the skids on that as far as the average highs dropping off. Your average low, 23 to 21 degrees. Now, the precip for this week, everything melted down 2/3 of an inch at 0.67 inches, and snowfall averages 2.1 inches. That's tolerable, right? National Weather Service outlook, temperatures. Oh man, last week we looked at a whole lot of blue on the map. This week, it's a beautiful shade of orange and yellows because that indicates temperatures a good chance at above normal. And of course, your temperatures being in the low to mid 30s for normal, that could be anywhere from 40 or so degrees. Now, precipitation, what's that look like? Well, the extended outlook for precipitation looks like this. A big green blob here in the upper Midwest and the western and lower Great Lakes region could indicate temperatures will give us a lot of rainfall with above normal rainfall, precipitation, but not a whole lot of snow if this holds to pass. And unfortunately, our friends out here in California continuing with the below normal precipitation pattern. We've had some storms come through there, but unfortunately, it hasn't been a whole lot to alleviate the extremely dry conditions out there. So let's hope for the best. Coming up next, we're going to take a look at some of those highlights as far as bulletin board activities are concerned. See what you and the family can get into coming up on Christmas time, right after this. Do you have a special needs child in your life that a regular visit from Santa isn't a good fit? Well, the Brunswick Library is having a sensory-friendly Santa event on December 20th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Storytime Room. Come and enjoy a Santa experience for children with special needs such as autism and/or sensory integration challenges. Call Brunswick Library at 330-273-4150 to register and to reserve a time. Glow, Cleveland Botanical Gardens Winter Spectacular and one of Cleveland's most celebrated holiday traditions returned this holiday season. Glow transports you to a world full of seasonal cheer where all new wonders and returning traditions await your visit until January 5th. Enjoy all the wonders of the holiday season, including the gingerbread house display, the gingerbread house workshops, which are on Saturdays, December 1st, 8th, and 22nd, rides on the Garden Express, affiliate garden club trees, holiday music, breakfast with Santa, glow member night. This winter spectacular glows even brighter this year with greatly expanded outdoor lighting and extended evening hours. Visit the website shown below for more details, times, and tickets. Well, that does it this week for Brunswick Cable Access News. I hope to see you again next week as we grow 1 week closer towards Christmas time. Until then, I'm Don Keating.
The preceding program was made possible through the use of equipment and facilities of Brunswick Area Television.